This is what I like to refer to as my little bag of golfing fun. And in it are things that I know I'm going to need on the golf course. I always have it with me, and in it are always this little tool for drawing lines on a golf ball, as well as a Sharpie pen, because I'm one of those people who, like many golfers out there, like to draw a line on my golf ball when I go out and play to help me line up putts. But these days, more and more manufacturers are making it so that these types of tools are going to be obsolete. There are a lot of golf ball companies out there right now that are putting on different colors, different lines, different types of alignment features to help players improve their performance on the greens. So in this video, I'm going to take a look at different golf balls made by several different manufacturers that have really interesting alignment features on them that are designed to help you improve your performance on the greens and hole more putts. So starting from the simplest and going to the boldest, this is a Titleist Performance Alignment Pro V1. Now, in every way, shape, or form, this ball is just like every other Titleist Pro V1 for 2024 that is out on the market. However, the performance alignment feature is this, in this case, blue line that has been added to the golf ball. The line comes already printed on there in either blue, black, green, or red, and it extends for a little over 100 degrees of the turn. It's got a point on one end and then a little bit of a back arrow on the other. And it is designed to do exactly what a lot of people do when they're using a tool like this, which is basically just put an arrow or a very, very simple line on your golf ball. But because Titleist is putting it on at the factory, you know that this is going to be perfectly straight, and you also know that it's going to be extremely consistent in its length. Now, a well-struck putt, when it has this performance alignment feature, is going to have this arrow tumble over itself, creating a fairly solid line as the ball is going forward. It's very, very easy to see. However, if I cut across the ball and I don't strike the putt solidly, that line is going to wobble all over the place, and you should be able to see it, especially on longer putts, fairly clearly, whether you struck the putt solidly or whether you maybe came a little bit to outside to inside, whether you pulled it, whether you pushed it, whatever. Now, taking things one step forward, this is a Titleist Pro V1X with enhanced performance. Now, the enhanced performance lines are a little bit different because it's got two solid lines that are going to be bracketing right around the side stamp that in this case says Titleist Pro V1X. Then it's going to have this traditional Titleist Pro V1X side stamp on it that has two extended arrows. So the regular side stamp that right now is on Pro V1, Pro V1X is going to look like that. This one is going to be the enhanced system. And as you can see, it's basically just putting two solid black lines around the stamp that would be there anyway. It'll be a little bit easier to spot the enhanced alignment line after you've made your putt, which should make it a little bit easier to tell whether you struck that putt properly or not. I think also with the 3-line system rather than the 1-line system, for me at least, it's a little bit easier to get my putt lined up just the way that I'm going to want it. But both of these are very subtle systems. They're not especially colorful, although obviously with a blue line or a green line or a red line, you're going to get a little splash of color. But these golf balls look very, very much like other Titleist Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls. That system is also available, both those systems, on Pro V1X Left Dash. This now is a Bridgestone Tour BX golf ball for 2024, but it has been given the Mindset system that you can see right here. Mindset was developed with the assistance of Jason Day, who is very into the philosophy behind hitting really good shots. And the whole idea behind this golf ball in these sort of 3 different areas is you want to put yourself philosophically in the right state of mind in order to hit the best shots possible. So when you take a look at this golf ball, you're going to notice that there is a large red circle, then there's a yellow circle, and then there's a green dot. The red circle represents the time before your shot when you're taking in everything. If you're on the tee box, you might be taking in the wind direction, the distance to certain hazards, other things you have to be aware of. On the green, the red circle would represent taking a look at slope, trying to consider the speed of the greens, any types of undulation in the putting surface. Then once you get sort of that done, you want to get into that yellow circle. And the yellow circle is where you close your eyes and you envision exactly how the putt is going to roll, given what you've been considering, directly into the cup. You want to create the picture in your mind of the perfect shot. Once you've got that going, the Mindset system wants you to focus on that green dot. You line up your putt using those little red arrows that are positioned right there, and then you're going to focus on the green dot and simply execute the shot that you just envisioned in your mind. Now, when I went out and had a chance to roll some of these putts, I found that it was a little bit challenging to get those red arrows pointed exactly where I wanted them to be. The ball is going to perform just like a standard Bridgestone Tour BX ball. So this is going to be a very firm ball in this particular case for players with a swing speed of 105 or greater with their driver who are looking for more distance. But I would have loved to see a little bit longer system with those arrows in order to make it a little bit easier for me to line up my putts and to see how they're going to be rolling, hopefully end over end after I've struck them. That then brings me to this ball from Callaway. This is a Callaway ERC Soft with triple track. Now the triple track system, which originally came out in 2019, is now available on almost all of the premium balls that are going to be from Callaway. You're not going to be able to get this three-line system on golf balls, for example, like Chrome Tour, Chrome Soft, as well as Chrome Tour X. This system is all about trying to create a track that will basically allow you to almost envision like train tracks going directly along the path of your intended putt. The idea of the blue and the red set against the white of the golf ball is to make it stand out that much more. It's something of a system, sort of like on aircraft carriers when they've got airplanes that are trying to land on that very short distance. They have to be very precise with the angle that they're coming in on. The same thing sort of holds true with triple track. I found this to be very easy to see as the ball was rolling away from me and going towards the cup. So very simple to see whether I struck a good putt, whether I kept it on the line I intended to, or whether it wobbled and I found that the putt was misstruck by yours truly. Moving on to the next ball, this is an updated version of the stripe system from TaylorMade. Previously, this type of a pattern had been a lot more boldly featured on the Tour Response golf balls. You saw different green stripes and blue stripes, all different colors of bright stripe going across this area right in here. But when they moved this over to the more premium TP5 and TP5X, TaylorMade was basically thinking that those types of bright colors might be a little bit off-putting to players who would be more apt to use the most premium golf ball. So they wanted to go with something a little more subtle. So in this version now, you're going to be going with a series of black dots that are going to be bracketing a solid line that goes all the way around the golf ball. It creates a very, very smooth, very, very distinct line of white area here when the ball is rolling truly. Again, if you get that wobble, it gets all mixed up. But when you strike a putt well with this type of system, it's very easy to see a very clear white area in the middle of the ball tracking directly towards the hole. So now technically TaylorMade refers to this white section here as it tumbles over that alignment system as clear path. Now another way to get the advantages of the clear path alignment system but not going with stripe is to go with this ball. This is a TaylorMade TP5 Pix ball. Now this is the updated Pix pattern for 2024. Before, these little black and orange shapes were made out of triangles, but now the shape has been basically turned into these diamond shapes. And as you can sort of see, half of them are orange, the inner sort of facing half, and then the outer portion of them are going to be black. And the idea is that if you line your putt up using this system, you're going to create two different colors, two distinct colors as the ball properly rolls within the clear path system. So you're going to get, again, this sort of white system here, the white in the middle of your putt, with the orange portion creating sort of these orange, very even symmetrical streaks with black parts on the outside also creating streaks. If you see this thing wobbling around, then obviously you didn't hit the putt especially well. But if you see those clear and distinct orange parts there rolling true with black parts rolling true, then you've got a very, very easy to spot system with the TP5X Pix or the TP5 Pix. And that then brings me to the last ball that I'm going to show you, which is definitely the most colorful and the easiest one to see. This is a Srixon Q-Star Tour that has been created with the Divide technology. Now this technology with Divide is also available in the Srixon Z-Star as well as the Z-Star XV and the Z-Star Diamond. So you can go with the most premium urethane covered balls that Srixon is going to make with this Divide pattern, or you can also go with the Q-Star Tour on it as well. Divide is, as you can sort of see, basically creating two halves of the golf ball and having them be completely different colors, high visibility colors. Yes, you can get the Z-Star and the Z-Star XV and the Z-Star Diamond with white on one side and then a color on the other. But this high visibility yellow and orange, or the high visibility yellow with blue and some of the other colors, creates a very clear, very distinct way to line up your putts right along your intended target line. And then as you hit them, to make it crystal clear whether there is a wobble or whether your putt is tracking along your intended line. The level of visibility with this thing is tremendous. I have used this golf ball in foggy conditions playing early in the morning, and it's like a disco ball when it goes off, because when you really spin this thing around, you can see it for all the way down the end of the fairway. So you're not going to miss this thing off the tee, but it really shines in terms of the use of this Divide technology when you're using it on the greens. So between Pix and mindset and Divide and performance alignment and triple track and stripe, how are you supposed to figure out exactly which one of these patterns is going to be most beneficial for you? How are you going to decide which one of these golf balls might help you on the greens to hold more putts and get better performance when you're putting? The only way to do it is actually to go out there and to try them for yourselves. For me, the brighter the alignment system, the more striking the pattern, the more easily I could notice whether I was putting a good stroke on the golf ball and whether that portion of my putting was being taken care of. But the number one thing that you have to get down is that you have to like the golf ball's total performance package. It's one thing to really like the alignment system that's going to be on any of these golf balls, but you're going to be hitting more shots obviously than just putts when you're using these. You have to like the performance around the greens. It has to give you greenside spin. It has to give you the trajectory you're looking for with your iron shots. And you obviously want to get the right amount of distance and the proper trajectory and spin off the tee. You have to look at a golf ball as a complete package. But if you do find that you're going to be in any of these golf balls anyways, if you are, for example, a Bridgestone Tour B player, if you are somebody who's playing TP5, if you're somebody who likes to play Pro V1 or any of these other types of golf balls anyway, there are some really interesting technologies out there that might be able to help you perform a little bit better on the green. It might be worth going out and buying one sleeve and giving them a try, because these are going to be readily available in a lot of pro shops and specialty stores. And if you don't see them there, they can certainly be obtained by going to the different company websites, and that way you can give them a try as well. So look, hopefully this video gave you some really good, useful information about some of the different golf balls out there that are offering different types of alignment systems. If you are already using one of these golf balls, please let me know in the comment area below, because I would love to find out how you first discovered it and what made it appealing to you. If you're somebody who intentionally doesn't put a line on your golf ball, if you want nothing to do with it, I also want to hear about that as well. As well as if you've got any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment area below. I'm happy to answer any of your questions that relate to golf balls or equipment in general anytime. I do try and monitor the comments and answer as many questions as I possibly can. It'd be really helpful to me if you would smash that like button. If you'd also subscribe to my channel, it helps me out tremendously. So I would really appreciate it if you could do me that favor. Once again, thanks very much for joining me, and I'll look forward to seeing you again next time.